Welcome back to Indiana News Desk. The competitive video game industry known as esports is booming. The global market will top $1 billion in the next couple years. Lindsay Wright visited a couple of teams to see how it works, and she joins us now.
Thanks, Joe. As esports continues to surpass growth projections, colleges are wrestling with how to treat it. Is it a varsity sport? Should players of the online game be eligible for scholarships? Some schools are jumping on board, while others are holding off. This isn't your typical sports team. This is an esports team. Indiana Tech added the varsity program at the beginning of this school year and is even offering partial scholarships to recruits.
We have several students from California, some from Texas. I'm from Georgia. It's a melting pot because it is so new. A lot of people are jumping on this opportunity as it becomes like a new phase in sports at college level.
Most of the players focus on a game called League of Legends. Player Logan Fisher explains it as simply as he can.
You take 10 people, 5 on each team. Whoever knocks down the other person's base first wins.
Their fingers move at high speeds. For sophomore Daniel Kellogg, that comes rather easy.
Played a lot of piano back in the day, so my fingers can naturally move that way.
But learning new moves takes practice, just like any other sport.
Let's say I got to press this key and that key at the same time, right? It takes about 3 months to get used to because you naturally want to do something else, like flex your fingers differently. And so it takes about 3 months to get out of that wiring your brain into something new, something healthier, something better, so you can react faster.
Competitive gaming is spreading like wildfire, especially at the collegiate level. Reports project it'll be a $1.5 billion industry by the year 2020. The National Association of Collegiate Esports has grown from overseeing 7 varsity teams to 53 in just a year and a half.
And these schools are all different sizes, different types. Some of them are huge state programs. Some of them are small private schools. Some of them are schools that have never had an athletics program at all.
Despite the growing popularity, Brooks describes esports as the Wild Wild West. It's a broad activity, and he says it's difficult to organize. Change is coming, but slowly.
It's really elevating collegiate competition from what the club level is, which is, it could be a group of 5 friends who get together and form a team and compete on behalf of their school, to really looking at an organized and resource group to compete at the highest level for their institution.
He says as more institutions get on board, naturally, more resources follow. But he says one of the big snags teams face is administrators.
Dragon. Just back off.
That's the challenge the Indiana University Gaming Club in Bloomington is up against. The group practices once or twice a week, usually at home. They don't have a dedicated place to play. They play against other Midwestern schools. Right now, the team is meeting for the first time to review a match they recently played against Purdue. It's just like reviewing film from a football game. A lot of these players received a small scholarship last year through a Big Ten tournament. But Coach John Mundell says having IU's support would be a game changer.
Seeing things that can make the quality of life, I guess, for the players to be a lot easier, or helping us do whatever we need to do, like giving us funding to go to tournaments.
Mundell says he doesn't expect the kind of resources Indiana Tech has. At this point, he'd just like administrators to be more open to a conversation about esports. The future looks promising. Industry leaders, like Indiana Tech's head coach, say the growth speaks for itself.
Well, did you see the Warriors play? Who'd they play? Well, they played League of Legends and played against, Ohio State University. It's just going to be a very typical thing within the next 5 years for sure.
The NACE projects nearly 70 more schools will become member institutions with varsity teams by this summer. But Joe, officials say they've undershot those projections each month, so there could be even more.
I'm always amazed how advanced those graphics come every year, too. That's great. Thanks, Lindsay.
You're welcome.